Hi, good morning to everyone. My name is Rajarao Arshnapalli. Today, my presentation topic is about project's real price tag. So, let's get started. So, we will first discuss about the overview of the project's real price tag. So, let's first start with introduction. After the brief introduction, what is mean by price tag of a project, and the next one is the dimensions of projects price tag, and the next one is the method used to calculate the project's budget or project's price, that is end value management method. And we will see some of the charts related to the EVM, and the next one is CPI and SPI, or both the index to know the price of the project. And let's see some charts of CPI, and we will see about matter of scale, so how it uses, how frequently it is used in the market. So, and we will talk about my personal experiences regarding budgeting of my past work experiences, and let's see about conclusion. So let's see about the introduction. Introduction is regarding the project price tag. So what is meant by project price tag and where it is used. So let's see where it is used and what is meant by project price tag. So project price tag is a legal and optimistic way to forecast on major long-term capital investments. So it's a legal and most optimistic way to forecast major long-term capital investments. So most of the major capital investment use project price tag method. So it deals with big projects like building new factories, implementing IT outsourcing, or decommissioning nuclear reactors, or installing the thermal plants, or renovating or innovating or fabricating fighter aircrafts. So let's see, this is a thermal power plant. And the next one is fighter aircraft. It is used. So, what are the dimensions required for project price tag? Let's see. Financial executives track the cost of the project using only two dimensions, that is, planned cost and actual costs. So, how much they plan and how much it actually costs. According to the accounting method, if managers spend all the allotted money of the project, exactly allotted money, if he uses all that exactly, he said he is right on the target. If they spends less than allotted amount, then they are called underrun. If they spend more, it's called as overrun. But there is another dimension which is more important, that is value of the work. So value of the work is another dimension which is really key dimension. In order to understand this, we will go with an example, that is, see, if there is a 5 year aircraft development project costing 1 billion for that 5 year aircraft development. So according to that, the budget of 2.5 year is 500 million. Off of 1 billion is 500 million. The actual estimated cost is 500 million for 2.5 years. So if we spend 450 million, that is below the budget of the project, So most of the project managers think that it is coming under the budget, but actually it is not. Why? Because the value of the work completed is only 400 million. So the if you evaluate the completed project up to 2.5 years, it's only 400 million dollars. So but we are spent 450 million dollars. It means we had 50 million overrun. So the most important thing is the value of the work performed is the third dimension. So we need to consider all the time. End value management is a method for budgeting the cost of a project. So let's see what is meant by EVM. EVM is a long-term capital project tracking method. It's a long time based project tracking method. It has ability to combine three constraints, that is scope, time and cost. The time, cost and scope. Scope is the possibility of finishing the projects. Industrial engineers in American factories first applied EVM principles more than century ago. They have been using EVM principles more than a century. Since 1977, Department of Defense (DoD) has used the technique to track the performance of more than 800 projects. So, a recent study by David Kristen and David Rees at Southern Utah University of 52 DoD contracts validates EVM precision in tracking cost performance as project proceed. So, let's formulate the end value management. EV. EV is the summative of present value. It is the summative from starting to ending. All the present values should be added, or EV equal to budget of completion, or already called BSC, into actual percentage of complete. How much actual percentage of project is finished. So let's talk about. So there are different charts of EVM. So how they are calibrated, EVM is calibrated. Let's see. In Figure one, the time is in x-axis and the money is in y-axis. The graph, the blue graph, it is called planned value, and the red graph is actual cost. So in first week, how much dollars, how much planned value is there? Let's see the locus of that one. We can track the present values with respect to of different time and dollars. And if we see actual cost, we can see how much it is varied from week to week, and how much the dollars has been varying. And if we see the next one is the figure 2, the same, the time is in x-axis and the money is in y-axis. The blue line is the planned value and the green one is the end value. So the deviation is the schedule variance, and the behind the schedule, it means it is the behind the schedule, and we will talk about that in a later on slides. And the next one is the figure 3. The green one is the end value and red one is the actual cost, how it was differing from time with respect to dollars. And if we speak about the fourth chart, with the all the three one or summative at one point. So the green one is the end value and the red one is the actual cost and the blue one is the planned value. How these values has been differing with the time frame and with the dollars. Cost performance index. It is an index value which shows the project price and how the income is earned. So the most important tracking metric in EVM is the cost performance index, CPI. CPI is computed by end value by actual cost. How much end value is there? with respect to the actual cost. CPI shows the relationship between the value of work accomplished and the actual cost incurred to accomplish that work. If a project is budget to have a final value of 1 billion, but the CPI index is showing zero point 0.8, so it means we are earning 80 cents per dollar. Management can take advantage of this early warning by reducing the costs. CPI is remarkably stable over the course of most projects. That's what makes it a good predictive tool. And if we so the charts of CPI, let's see some charts of CPI. Um, that the figure 3 we have seen in the previous slide, that is time in x-axis and the money is in y-axis. The red line is the actual cost and the green one is the end value. We can see the locus of different tracking points of different time and with respect to different money. So the deviation, the difference between the end value and actual cost is the cost of variance. So if this CPI is greater than 1, that is good, under budget. If CPI equal to 1, perfect, it's on budget, exactly on budget. If CPI is less than 1.0, it's bad, over the budget. So it's been hiking, the project amount is hiking, so we need to reduce the cost, so that we can get profits. So CPI is the cost efficiency. Let's see in the figure 3, a measure of the cost efficiency with which the project is being performed. The end value received for every dollar spent. The end value received for every dollar spent. This index is a dimensionless one. So how we can calibrate CPI is cumulative end value, function of cumulative end value and cumulative of actual cost, or we can divide by cumulative end value divided by cumulative actual cost. Ideally, if CPI should be 1, that is dollar 1 spent, we can get dollar 1 value. If CPI is less than 1, it gets smaller. If it's smaller, it's over the budget. Correct action should be taken to that. See, this is the cost performance index, CPI, $12,000 divided by $16,000. So $12,000 is end value and $16,000 is the actual cost. So how we can find the index here is that 0.75, that is less than 1.0, so that is under the budget. So schedule performance index, SPI, is generally used to know how the work is going to be progressed as per the schedule or not. SPI, schedule performance index, represent how close actual work is being completed compared to the schedule, how it's the actual is going progressively as per the schedule or not. SPI is computed by end value, ratio of end value by planned value. If the SPI is less than 1, it indicates that the project is potentially behind the schedule. If SPI is greater than 1, it's running ahead. If SPI is equal to 1, means the work is completed. Let's see the graph. The x-axis is time and the y-axis is cost. If we see the middle green line, it's the budget of completion, BAC, and the upper graph that is above the green line, that is the actual cost, and the below the bottom of the green line, that is called as the end value, EV. So if SPI is In that case, SPI is less than 1. If SPI is less than 1, it says the project is little bit behind the schedule. So this is why how the schedule performance indicator is used. Matter of scale is nothing but in what range it is used. EVM is used in the market. Let's see. EVM is most powerful. It is used in the government agencies, whereas it uses by DoD. DoD requires the companies it contracts with to meet dozens of complex EVM criteria. The contracted companies need to follow the complex of EVM criteria. Detailed planning to progress measurement to the valuation of incomplete work. For monitoring multi-billion dollar reimbursement projects. The simplified version of EVM is used in private sectors, companies such as Edison International and Computer Science Corporation by controlling the growth of project costs. So it has a wide range of usage of EVM in budgeting the project. So let's talk about my personal experience in budgeting the project. I had worked as a quality engineer and fabrication engineer in Sri Rama Constructions, where I had need to estimate the raw material and inspection equipment costs of mild steel pipes, bar wrapped steel cylinder pipes, pre-stressed concrete cylindrical pipes, and DI pipes. I need to estimate the project cost, how much, if suppose I want to deliver 100 DI pipes, how much raw material is required, how much ductile iron quantity tons of ductile iron is required for that pipes, based upon the dia of the pipe. I need to budget the project. So after these are the BWS pipes generally used in water pipelines. um, in my project I used to pass my estimate to the project manager so that he can analyze the budget of the project as per my estimate. Suppose if I was in a site, I used to estimate to commission the pipe. The pipeline is commissioned into the soil. So we need to look at the laying cost, how much the laying cost includes the machine maintenance, lease, and the labor costs. These are all we need to estimate the cost. Suppose if we need to estimate the pipeline laying cost for 2 3 kilometers, it's a big deal to know how the machine maintenance will be, how the lease and the labor cost and all stuff. So this is how a pipeline is commissioned into the soil by using JCBs and all the stuff. This is all about my personal experience, and let's move into the conclusion page. So these are all the techniques used by EVM to turn into most effective method by using CPI and SPI indexes are the key roles for budgeting the long-term capital investments. So these are all the stuff required. So thanks for everyone for watching and listening to this presentation. Thanks for everyone. Thank you.